Hey everybody, and welcome back to Fresh Set. I'm Sabrina.
And I'm Kevin.
And we're back.
We're back.
We have week 2 of testing that we're going to talk about a little bit, Bahrain testing. But before we jump into anything F1 related, just want to remind you guys, it really helps us out if you go over to social media, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, at Fresh Set Podcast. Like, follow, share, subscribe. Same with where you get your podcasts, and YouTube as well. Do the same thing. Like, share, subscribe. Really helps us out.
Yep, it does.
That's out of the way.
So do it.
So do it. Just threatening in the first minute of our...
Gotta do it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Week 2. Things are looking better. Not great, but
some,
better.
Yeah, for some. Same for others.
Yeah. We've got... The teams have kind of figured out what's going on. Or some of them. Some of the drivers, I'll say, have kind of figured out what they need to do to make the car go.
I will say we have seen a lot of changes to cars so far, especially on the outer body parts of the cars. Obviously, we can't see the inside. So we have seen the outer body parts. Before we start, it was so bad for some teams that they had the garages closed and they had cameras just stuck up the butts of these engines to try and figure out what the fuck is going on here. Yeah. The major problems. But anyways.
Major problems in some garages. I think there was a lot of stress at the end of last week.
Yeah.
I mean, Bahrain or anywhere testing happens, it's normal to something not to work. I just don't think they were expecting for it to be
this bad.
This bad.
Yeah. I mean, we could say it. There was a lot of stress on the faces of everyone from Aston Martin.
Yeah.
From Lawrence Stroll to right down to the drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, after last week, Lawrence Stroll looked visibly dejected.
Yeah.
He should never wear those pants. Those weird cargo khaki pants. Doesn't suit him. He looks better in a suit. But it made him look more like a sad dad.
Yeah. I would agree. He didn't look like the strong business evil menacing man that menacing man that you're used to seeing. He looked like a dad on the sidelines, like
at a baseball game. Yeah, like the kid just went 0 for 4 and gave up the game-winning run or something. Yeah.
He was not happy.
And that's not something that we're not talking about the Lance Stroll. We're just talking about Aston Martin as his baby in general.
Yeah. It's like my first love.
Yeah, exactly.
The cars. But yeah, but I think they really haven't figured it out so far this week.
Spoiler.
But we do, on the flip side, we have Ferrari, who came in with major changes.
Not only do they have major changes, but even when they didn't implement the changes that we think they had, or the ones that were more obvious, they still looked like the best team out there. Yeah. Like shockingly fast. We talked about how bad race starts were and how terrible it looked. And then we get into this week and the race starts still don't look great. Save for one red and white and blue car.
Yeah.
Ferrari, obviously.
Yeah. The HP car.
Yeah.
I mean, that jumping a little bit ahead, but we had a practice start, which we're consistently doing these practice starts to see what, everybody's got to remember how to do it. And Lewis was on track. He was in position 9, P9.
Yeah.
Not for any reason. It was no qualifying. They
You
kind
never
of
know.
just scattered them.
He might have just thought like this is where I started most of the time last
Yeah.
season, so let's try it from here.
let me just get
Let's
used
just
to
see,
my
yeah.
spot. They do
Still
scatter.
says LH on it.
Yeah, right. They scatter where they start.
Yeah.
It's not just the first 9. They do spread them out a little bit. And granted, cars are missing. It's not the entire grid doing these
No.
practice restarts, but Lewis is able to go from P9 straight up the middle, split every single car ahead of him, and get to P1 before the first corner, which is not a huge gap.
No, and I think it's to me it's, and he comes he's ahead at the first corner. He's basically just a bit more alongside whoever was there at number 1. It's just how quickly he gets on the back of some of these cars. Like before half, like I think the closest one to him was in P5.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe there was about 2 spaces between them. He was right on there before halfway in, and it was and this has to go with them revving their engines and not gaining enough turbo into their engines, and it was just like it looked like he was going to hit them at first.
Yeah, no, I was like, this is not going to end well, and then
he's lost control of his car.
Yeah, he actually, when he kind of passes everybody, he goes wide. I think it was Gasly.
I don't think anybody else is ready for it either.
No, because they're not really supposed to be going like full speed. I think Lewis was just like, I'm going full speed. I don't care what you guys do.
Well, I think they're supposed to, but I just don't think they realized he was that close to, or he was going to gain on them that quickly. Also, did you see in the start procedure now? So they implemented a new thing. I don't know if it was just for testing or if they're testing it out in testing for the race. The FIA and F1. So we usually see the head-on view when it's lights out. But if you look from the back, usually when you get that view of the guy with the green flag going across the track when everybody's there. So basically that view. Now they do, before the race start, lights come on before the start procedure. They now start flashing blue lights where the flags, the blue flag is. This way, it's a signal to them, start revving. So they did that today
because they wouldn't be able to see the guy.
Well, they have no idea when he's going to start the lights. So they've I don't know if it's an automatic thing or I'm assuming it's the guy at the race control or the light operator or whatever it is, race control would have to turn on blue flags first and then wait 3-4 seconds, then start the race procedure. Oops.
Well, so how are they still going to have the green flag guy?
Yeah, I think when everybody gets to the line, he's going to, and I'm assuming when he sees green flags or that green flag, he's going to turn on the blue lights. Everybody's going to get a visual indicator. Hey, you can start revving your engine now. Wait a couple seconds, then he starts the race procedure. And I'm going to assume that we're going to see a lot of, as soon as the 5th light is on, we're not going to have much of the it's going out right away like we saw in 2 or 3 races last year where it was like instant.
On,
off. Yeah. I think they're going to let it run for a second or 2. I know they still have that time limit or in the time range, but I think we're going to see a little bit of a pause to allow them to get as many revs as possible.
Or, depending who the light guy likes, he might just...
Yeah. Wait till you see somebody else's... Yeah. Not revving as much. Yeah. It's...
yeah.
I think when we have 22 cars on the grid, somebody's going to go into the back of somebody. Somebody's going to let it go early or they're going to be late and they're not going to move in time. And we're going to have an incident.
I think the first half of the season, there are going to be a lot of false starts. At least the first half of the season. I should have made this one of my hot takes.
Wow. No spoilers on what I have as a hot take.
Yeah.
But I might be right in the very early on.
I think there's going to be a lot of false starts or having to like look at something because they rev too much and pulled their foot off the the brake. Like, I, yeah, it's especially now if that blue light is to remain and it's not just for
Yeah.
um, the testing. We're now asking the drivers to not only look at their console, to their left, to their right, like in front of them. Now they have to look at some blue. What's I mean? I guess the blue lights do flash on there.
You're gonna. I don't know if it would be reflected. Normally when it's a blue flag, it is reflective on your reflected on
Your dash,
dash, whatever the
whatever you
steering
call it.
wheel.
Yeah,
But you can see the blue flags down the straight. So
yeah.
I don't know.
Just too much.
I'm thinking like, so there. No, I'm not a driver, obviously. I mean, I do have a license, but
Yeah,
they're revving. Okay.
yeah,
Now I imagine, and just thinking from what I've heard, like when you hear the engines going and they're doing these practice starts, it doesn't sound like they're completely holding down gas while they're in neutral. I could be wrong. I don't think it's a full on. I'm just gonna hold on to
right.
this gas pedal. So I'm revving. I'm probably going to press and maybe take off a little bit, release a little bit. You know, all of a sudden you're releasing a little bit, and this green light or the red lights go out. Your reaction time is done. Like you're cooked.
Yeah,
When your reaction time is supposed to be in the 0.2 somethings, right?
yeah.
Am I wrong in thinking this? I'm sure I'm gonna get corrected, but I don't really care.
I mean, I don't drive. I can't drive manual. I shouldn't. It's controversial. Um, but it's almost like they're going to stall. Like that's in my my vision. Like they don't have.
Well, and that's the
I
concern for
don't
some
know. It
people.
just
Like if you're
yeah
not revving enough, or if you've not built up enough revs, or I guess maybe
yeah
if you've stopped revving enough, you could go into anti-stall, which is a mode that's not going to be conducive to starting. I don't know.
no.
I don't know.
It's
I
not for us
still
to figure out. We're
no,
just
it's not.
reporting
It's
on
not.
it.
It's not. Yeah.
We're just saying on our opinion. Um, but yeah, I mean, so we did see Lewis being really quick with um with his start procedure.
Yeah. We did a long
Uh,
detour to get back to this, but anyways.
yeah. But Ferrari came into the weekend with an upgrade. Did this upgrade help Lewis? I don't think so. Um,
I think
I
it helps.
think
It didn't help him at the start for
no,
starts. It does because it's not on at starts. It helped.
no,
It definitely helped the whole team.
yeah. And I think Lewis's success, and I say that it's testing, but his success this week of testing comes down to those little things that Ferrari's
Mhm.
been saying. You know, not everybody pulls out all their tricks. They don't
Yep.
show you everything. I think we're just being able to see a couple of those things. But Ferrari came with a brand new rear wing setup.
Yeah.
Which is formerly the DRS, how the DRS flap would open. We've seen it for numerous cars this season so far that they've kind of been able to figure it out however they want. So it can flip down, it can flip the same way DRS used to. Which up?
It can. It's
Yeah.
it's up to. There's a lot of variance in the
Yeah.
regulations of how you can. So some teams have elected to keep it the same, where
Yeah.
it's just flipping up. So if you look at the scoop of a wing, at the back point of that wing, it can flip up there, which is what is typically what happened. I think it happened to every car last year.
Yeah.
That's how DRS worked. There have been some, I believe Alpine was one where it twisted or tilted in the middle.
Yes.
So it was almost like very, very flat, almost so you couldn't even see it.
Yeah.
And then there were a few where the backside drops. So you have
Yeah.
less of a gap between the two fins and then more of a air coming over the top of it.
Right.
And then this one was completely flipped on its head, literally.
Literally flipped on its head.
Yeah.
So you have all of the degrees of it, but basically
It's 270 degrees. It's
yeah,
200. Yeah, yeah.
that
It's
it's
yeah. Their wings are basically at like a 90-degree angle. So just take out that one last 90. It flips completely. Well, because if it flipped another one, it'd be right all the way around and it would be exact same. So
yeah,
it flips
it
200.
just spins.
Yeah, yeah. Just like what do you call it? Like a weather vane.
Yeah.
Um, so it just flips 270 degrees, and it's basically upside down, just a little bit more than upside down.
Yeah.
Which is reported to give them somewhere between 8 and 10 or 8 and 12 kilometers an hour.
10.
8 to 10, yeah, extra kilometers an hour. Just a completely not absurd. Absurd's not the word I'm looking for. A completely different approach. One that nobody had even thought of. Not even the great Adrian Newey.
Yeah.
I guess these regulations are so open to interpretation.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that all it needs is a certain minimum and maximum of gap.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, it's actually really cool to watch.
It's very cool. And it's one of those that even when you slow it down, and I think it looks, you don't even realize what's happening.
Mhm.
Like for a while, I was like, I don't understand. And then I saw the slow mo. And
Yeah.
then even in the slow mo, I was like, I still don't, like, how is it working?
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, it's the active mode.
Straight mode.
No, straight mode.
So now the not the bollards, whatever, the signage that's on the side of the road where they used to say
Yeah.
DRS is just SM. So they're just
Yeah.
straight mode. Which it was going to be called Mom, but they thought they changed it. But anyways.
Yeah, manual over something.
Overtake mode or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
But it's funny because after last week we had Charles in first, we had Lewis running well, and we have the same thing that we see online at all times: is everybody excited that Ferrari's doing well and like, well, it's just testing. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. Then they bring out this my goodness, this rear wing design, which gives them extra speed, and everybody starts to get a little more excited. And now they see Lewis at the start, and I don't think you can actually control any Ferrari fan anymore, because it looks like it's all good. Like, I'm even convinced now that this is their year.
Yeah, you're like, am I a Ferrari fan?
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, there's a lot of buzz. I mean, usually it's kind of like you said, it's they're doing well. Let's just remember. I mean, I think last year Carlos Sainz had the fastest time. Yeah. For testing. And it was kind of like, in the Williams, like, what's going on? And it's like, it's just testing. But yeah, I think there's a lot of excitement around Ferrari right now because everything looks good.
And I think the biggest indicator for me is Lewis is smiling. Like, he's happy. He is the happiest I've seen him since 2 years before he left Mercedes.
2 years.
He was not happy for the last 2 years at Mercedes.
Yeah, true.
That's what I meant. Yeah, that's a terrible way of saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then last year we know it wasn't. I mean, other than the day he signed at Ferrari, it wasn't. There weren't a lot of smiles.
No, I am seeing all of Lewis's teeth.
Yeah,
every single one.
I mean, maybe
happy.
It's because he's getting some now too. Who knows?
Jesus.
Well, didn't you notice that was, I don't know if you saw, that was the first thing George asked him when they got into the team picture room. He asked about his relationship, and I'm like, and Lewis just kind of looked away, like, leave me alone, man. Like, George looks like he's just trying too hard sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
We're still friends, right?
No, we're not, George. We never actually were.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's excited. I think he did do an interview saying he has a lot more confidence. And he's looking forward to this car a lot more than the 2025 car. where I mean, obviously he wouldn't have had any sort of history in the Ferrari before that, but last year it was very just like I'm excited to drive the car.
Yeah.
And then he was quickly not excited to drive the car.
No.
So now we're getting like good feedback from him, um, and it's all positive.
Mm-hmm.
So
Until he starts sending documents to his team, but
yeah, yeah. And you saw something about Alex Albon actually
he
relating
did,
to
yeah,
yeah.
in a interview or a podcast. Like I think it's the weekly podcast they do at Williams, or monthly or biweekly, or whatever the frequency is, on their social media thing. He had said something about, he was talking about the new regulations, and he said he thought it suits some drivers better than others, the new regulations, the smaller cars, the way to drive these cars. And he at first he didn't want to say who, but then he quickly said, I think it suits Lewis's driving style much more. I thought I had it saved, but I guess I don't. This car suits Lewis a lot more than it does a lot of other drivers. So even he feels like, Lewis or at least Lewis and Ferrari have a good shot
Yeah.
at some good results this year. I'll
Yeah.
leave it at that.
Yeah. I think you know what's going to happen now though. There's going to be this like voodoo curse. So if he and Kim Kardashian break up, like they're going to have to stay together this entire season.
Apparently it's the Kardashian curse, because apparently we know that any athlete that the Kardashians date do not do well. So it's the Kardashian curse and the Hamilton curse, or the Ferrari curse, are going to cancel each other out.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I think I had messaged it to you, and I maybe had said it on our last episode as well. Lewis, his era of having a girlfriend was pretty good. That was when he started winning all of his championships. So
yeah, but his girlfriends were never I can't believe we're talking about Lewis's love life. His girlfriends were never Kardashians who demand spotlight and attention, and probably create drama. I mean, they literally create drama. It's a show. So, I mean, we don't know. We don't know how it's going to play.
It's a lot. Anyways.
Or how it's going to affect him. Excuse me.
Yeah. Anyways, let's get away from that.
Yeah. Please, thank you.
Very quickly. Okay, so just going through what we've been kind of going through. Actually, we forgot Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll had a big spin and skid off all the way into
a long
gravel.
Skid.
Like there was zero brakes in that car.
It's like he had some Taco Bell and there was not a bathroom in sight.
Oh my god.
Skid marks.
I got it.
Okay. Just making sure you got it.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. So
strikes me as a Taco Bell person. Like that's his guilty rich pleasure. It's a good 5 for 5 Taco Bell. Yeah, we should do something with that. Anyways, not Lance Stroll and Taco Bell.
Anyways, we digress. So he had a big spin. Sorry, the spin wasn't that big. The skid was what was like. It just went on forever, and then he ended up in the gravel, which they had to come in with a crane and take the car out of there. And I sent a message to you saying Gravel loves to see Lance coming because he always ends up there.
He said you should always have a towel with him because he loves to be on the beach.
Yeah. It's
This was quickly announced or opinioned by isn't that what the word is? By announcers on both Sky Sports and F1 TV, that it did sound like it was not driver error, like it was something wrong with the vehicle, and that's where he lost it. And then when we see the head-on camera, it seems like he lost it as soon as his I was gonna say his mom closed, the straight mode wing closed.
This podcast is derailing.
This is not something that I originally opined. So It seems to maybe it had something to do with that. Maybe it's something to losing
Yeah.
downforce. That switch from a low downforce to a higher downforce,
Yeah.
where he lost it. Who knows? But it just seemed to be an issue with the car and not with Lance
Yeah.
this time.
This time. We won't be able to say that all the time, but this time
Well,
it was. Actually, yeah, the way the car is handling it might be the
well, and
car more than driver error.
yeah, and we talked about this earlier, briefly, but it seems that Aston Martin's having a lot of problems. They seem to be the ones locking up more frequently than others.
Yeah.
So who knows what it might be? A brake system. It might be their aerodynamic setup. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. So day one, we had most laps by George Russell, which was 76. Fastest lap, also George Russell, 133 or a minute 33.459. And then the speed trap was Gabriel Bortoleto. For the day, 332.4. Obviously, that's not the fastest that we've seen, but
Well, we got a 336. That was in Barcelona. Or was that
336, yeah.
last
No,
weekend?
last week.
Last week in Bahrain. Yeah,
Yeah.
336.
But good to see him putting up some good numbers in the speed trap. Day two, Max takes the most laps with 139. It was just like, ooh,
Yeah.
ooh. It's just going around.
Yeah, it's like let's not even stop in to see the data. Like I'll just figure it out. Just let me drive, and you tell me as I'm going.
Yeah, I'll fix the car as I'm on track. Just tell me what's going on. Fastest lap again, Kimi Antonelli. He was fastest lap last week, and he this time at 132.8. And then speed trap, Nico Hulkenberg, 341.1 kilometers, which is the fastest that we've seen.
So the
so
Audis
far.
are good in a straight line, in straight mode.
Yes,
So far,
they are fast there in one spot on the track.
Yeah.
Which it's one spot at this track.
At
So
this
when
track.
they come to
Yeah.
Bahrain, we might see one of them on a podium. Anyways,
1 kilometer of what is it?
of
8?
no battling.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah. No cars to fight. But yeah, so the good numbers again. Kimi putting up some good numbers. Young. There's the Mercedes. We saw George on day one getting the most laps, doesn't matter, but the fastest lap, and then Kimi on day two. So the Mercedes is fast. There is something there. I do still think they're holding back, which every team is holding back. But
yeah, but are we thinking that every Mercedes engine is holding back? Can we really? We have Mercedes, and then we have. Do we think that Mercedes is sandbagging as an engine supplier? Are they sandbagging the other teams? And they're using, because we all hear about let's tinfoil hat this one for a second.
Okay.
So we hear that about this compression ratio trick that they're using materials that heat up, and the compression ratio changes. Which the FIA has come out and said that they're going to change as of August 1st or 31st how they test these things. So they're going to test it in a hot environment, which don't you think they should have first? It's like, who missed grade 9 physics? Yeah. Actually, probably even elementary school science, to realize that metals that heat up or any material, all materials will have an expansion point. Just depends on what the heat's going to be. So maybe you limit or you test it with heat. It's just basic science. Anyways. Yeah, like it's just they're changing this now when it's they didn't think about this before. Nobody would ever use materials that would it give them an advantage.
Makes no sense.
No.
And
but anyways,
like also you're going to do that in August.
In August, yeah.
Okay. What's the point?
They're going to do it in August so they can start testing 2027 engines and telling them that they can't use it probably.
Yeah, we already know the outcome of it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be, oh no, Mercedes, you can't bring this
Yeah.
setup
You're going to have to
back
change
next
it
year.
by August. This way we don't actually have to penalize you and we're still showing
Yeah,
you that we're doing something.
yeah.
Which I don't think they should be penalized anyways. They found a loophole.
No,
FIA left it there for them. So
yeah.
good on Mercedes. But do you think that they're basically screwing over their other teams, their other customer teams, by using materials that maybe do not react in the same way? Maybe they use a different type of metal that doesn't have, maybe it does expand a little bit. I'm sure all of the metals do, but maybe it won't give them that same boost that they're getting by using a more favorable material. Now I don't know that's why I keep saying material. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So
I want to think like evil end of 2021 Toto is coming out and he's totally doing that. I
I
just
100% think that is.
I just don't know. Like, could they get in trouble for doing that?
No, they're an engine supplier. Now it doesn't. I would assume a Toto's a smart man.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
also a German, so I do believe
Austrian, no?
he's Austrian. Yeah, whatever, same thing. They're basically the same.
Same.
Same, but different. Um, I wouldn't put it past him. It's
Yeah.
just a competitive advantage. Now, if
Yeah.
in whatever contract they sign, they do not list the materials, they give specs and or what, I don't know, whatever. I'm sure somewhere that they could make it work where they could have a different material, one that benefits them, still supply the same engine. It just does not react. It reacts 99% of the way the same way, but the functionality of the engine is the exact same. So they're still fulfilling their obligation.
I now am very interested in what the consumer side of this looks like. What are they obligated to, like?
Yeah, because we just hear it as they're an engine supplier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would like to know what they have to disclose. Like
Mhm.
you said, what goes on with like supplying an engine to somebody else, if anybody
So that's the
knows
thing. Like
and wants
they
to come on our
are, yeah,
podcast and
because
talk about it.
that's the thing. They have to. Every team has to submit documents for every
Right.
component of their car.
Right.
So I would assume that Mercedes is supplying engine documents and specs and data and sheets and everything to their customers, so
Yeah.
they can review it and then send it over to FIA for approval or whatever. What are they allowed to? Are they allowed to do something like that, where there are certain types of information that maybe aren't called into question? Obviously not, because this compression trick works.
Right. And like someone like I can only really pick on Racing Bulls and Red Bull. I mean, we can see the difference in those cars. So yes, it's a Honda engine, but is it the same Honda engine? Like,
It's a
is it
Ford engine.
literally? Well, no, previously. Sorry.
Oh, previously.
And we previously saw them at two different ends of the grid. So is it the aerodynamics and all of the other things with the engine that makes Red Bull at the front and Racing Bulls doesn't have?
So we saw the difference in, I think in years past, the engine has been the same. The power unit, I don't know if that's exactly the same. And then the aerodynamics, I believe, or materials, or the way they set up their car with the push rod or pull rod or whatever, those are kept separate. Now, if it would be ridiculous of me to assume that Christian Horner didn't know everything about both teams.
Yeah.
But I assume that they're supposed to be kept to a certain degree of each other's own work.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean,
Could be wrong.
Who's to say me as Toto Wolff didn't knock my McLaren engine
You mean as
off its trolley?
As the CEO and not
President.
majority, he's not even a minority, but a very large stakeholder.
Yeah.
Of this Patronus
Patronus team.
AMG Mercedes
Yeah.
team. Yeah, I think so
If
because
I just
one,
hit it with a wrench.
yeah, not only are you look good because your customer teams are competitive and they're going to pay you for it,
Yeah.
but then if you can do it so you can win a championship and funnel more money into the team from prize money, funnel more money into yourself because you can give yourself that raise because look how successful you are. Yeah, I mean, it would be stupid not to if
Yeah.
everything is within the rules. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Toto's doing anything
No, we're not saying that
untoward
at all.
or no, I'm not saying he's doing anything untoward or illegal. I'm sure he's working well within the
Yeah.
regulations and whatever he's obligated to do. I
Yeah.
absolutely 100% believe that.
Yeah.
Do believe that he can give himself, if he can give himself a legal competitive edge, I think he would. I think
I think
anybody would.
anybody would. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
sport, any any job, you're gonna give
1,000%.
yourself,
Especially if it's
competitive
all
edge.
within the rules.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
why
not doing
not?
anything illegal,
No.
but I kind of hope he is doing something
Oh,
like borderline illegal.
Yeah, I hope it's like questionable. Like
Yeah.
ethically, he probably shouldn't. But
Yeah.
legally, it's fine.
But legally,
I mean, I'm fine with
totally
that.
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be the villain of my story. I love it. Please.
Yeah. Um,
I
Yeah.
root for the villain half the time, so I'm
yeah.
good.
Yeah. Um, all right. So that's kind of been testing. Jumping into a comment that has resurfaced from last week. This week we've seen a lot of the drivers talking again about the car. They've had their sit down couch press conferences. The principals have had theirs as well. This is where we started to see them happen. And we know Lando was asked about the car or asked about Max's comments about the car. Last week he said if Max is privileged, if he doesn't want to be here, he doesn't need to be here, he can retire.
Yeah.
We get paid to drive around the world, whatever. Snarky comment. To which had
Basically
nothing
saying,
to do with Max.
I don't want to be a driver. I just want to get paid to drive. It doesn't really matter to me. It's like I don't care about rules and driving and the purity of the sport. I just pay me.
And also
The friggin' what are they? Gen Zs? Millennials? No, they're not millennials. Gen Z?
Gen X.
No, they're not Gen X. Gen Zs.
Gen Z, I think.
Whatever. They're this loser generation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Such
It's
a typical
so,
answer.
and again, and we talked about it last week, but Max was asked a question about the car. He answered a question about the car. Lando was asked about Max's comments about the car.
And a lot of Max's comments about the car were, in my belief, and I said it last week, were just their interpretations of it were completely wrong.
Yeah. Well, this week, Lando has now decided that he was just taking the piss, as the British like to say. That he actually now says, I completely agree with what a lot of the comments were. I just wanted to see everyone's reactions for me saying something opposite. Well,
sounding like every lying 5-year-old I've ever met.
And also, you didn't say anything opposite. I mean, yeah, he did say the car's fine, but that's not really what you said. You went at Max for no reason.
So did George.
And so did George. So are you both lying? Are you both kidding?
Yeah.
No, that's what you meant.
Yeah.
And also saying that it was just to get people's reaction. How old are we? That's not mature.
This is why this is the biggest obvious backpedal I've ever seen. He's like, oh, maybe I'm wrong. Everybody else is saying the same things. Now I look like the entitled champion who's just, is just, he doesn't look like a racer. I can't say it enough.
No, it looks very, I'm untouchable all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And
he doesn't look the best yet.
It almost screams a little insecure.
Oh yeah.
It's I don't know. It just wasn't very mature. I see people online have been saying, "Oh, it was just rage bait. He was just baiting everybody else." Well, if he was, he lost because nobody actually went back at his comments. But I actually think he saw online the hate he was getting.
Yeah.
I think he realized all the other drivers that had come out and the likes of Lewis speaking about it again,
Yeah.
Bottas speaking about it
Like
again.
experienced world champions.
Yeah.
Or,
Or multiple
just,
race
yeah.
winners. Like, and he realized what he said probably wasn't the best
Yeah.
thing. And so, like you said, it's backpedaling.
And I think he realizes that when the season starts, and if McLaren do not have the start they want, and the car is shit to drive, or at least not performing where it is, and once that pressure gets on them, and then everybody's gonna say, "Well, you said it was so good to drive.
Yeah.
What's going on? Is it you?"
Yeah. It was, and I mean, Lando always has that like sneaky little smirk or like laugh or giggle that he got, but
so
it's
stupid.
it's not. He's rubbing people the wrong way. You're not being.
I mean,
And
he's really getting to me the last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
And since like the summer last year, I really just actually since when was the swap? Early on, May last year. Yeah, it's really been bothering me. He's really been bothering me, and just him with the microphone.
Yeah. It's not. And I think what's actually happening is people are seeing this like, Max is the bully. Max is the bully. Is he? Is he actually the bully or the villain or the whatever?
I mean,
when we get comments like this, I mean, George's comment wasn't so like.
I was still Max can retire if he wants to retire.
Yeah.
But those are the two people that would really like to see Max retire. He's their biggest thorn in the side.
Yeah.
He's the one. They're the two people that Max gives no, not necessarily respect. I think he gives, but he will push their limits, and they don't know how to handle it. Like he will fight hard and push Charles, but they have that respect, and they understand. They understand the spirit of racing. Same with Lewis. I mean, I know there was always the contention in 2021, but I think Lewis also respects. I don't even think Lewis hates Max for it. He just hates the FIA for it. You know, other than was it Monza? No, where he ended up on his head. My goodness, it was Italy. What's not Interlagos? That's Brazil. Imola. Excuse me. Yeah, so other than Imola, where he ended up on his head, I think they have the utmost respect for each other.
Yeah, and I think over the last couple years, they've enjoyed racing each other. Like, as they're
sitting beside each other, joking around with each other. It's great.
Yeah.
It's just Lando still has that chip on his shoulder. I think that everybody believes that. Well, everybody does believe that Max is still the better driver. I think it digs at him a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there is still a cloud, and it's not the Max cloud, but there is a cloud over Lando's championship. It's Oscar, and it's McLaren.
It's McLaren, yeah.
It's that there's this cloud. So I think he does have a lot to be annoyed with, but you're being annoyed with the wrong person.
Yeah, for the wrong reasons. And
for the wrong reasons.
You're spouting off things that you probably don't believe. Like you're speaking before thinking, which is a very young way of conducting yourself.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I hope this is the last of like this until we get racing, right? Like, I know right now it's still testing, it's fun, but it just, that to me, it didn't come off as a fun, jokey comment. I think
he's going to be greatly humbled in the first few races. And that number one is not going to look good when there's a few cars in front of it, and that's going to nag at him. I'm going to get comments from my sister about this one, but
for sure.
Yeah, that's fine, but I'm right.
we both.
It's okay. When you're right, you're right. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Is that all we had for news?
No, we still have just the last couple of things. A couple of race venues updates on race venues. So it came out. I know we talked about Spa last year, but I believe it's confirmed now that Spa and Barcelona will switch on opposite years. Yes. I don't know if they'll end up in the same, like basically, weekend spot as each other. No idea. I think they might move things around depending on what
Yeah.
the weather looks like in each of those countries at that
Yeah.
time. But either way, both Spa and Barcelona are on the calendar for this year, obviously. But starting from next year, we'll start with Spa, then 2028 Barcelona, and so on and so forth until 2032. And I believe that's the contract for both of those, are both up
I think so.
31, 32 around there. So we'll see if there's any updates on that. If they get rid of Spa completely, I will
Riot.
terrorize the FIA or F1, excuse
Riot.
me. I will
Yeah.
terrorize them. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a legitimate. It's not a legitimate warning. Uh,
It's
but I
not.
will be very upset. Okay,
Yeah.
you can't take things seriously anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
some people can't, or they can't take it as a joke. So
Yeah.
I have to watch what I say because I do
Yeah.
like to make jokes, serious jokes. Uh, but also, there's also came out that the Turkish Grand Prix is looking like it's going to return to F1 in 2027, or at least starting from 2027. So apparently, the negotiations between F1, FIA, and Turkey are almost complete. So it looks like it will go through. That does bring another race into the mix. We also know that Portugal is coming back.
Yeah.
And I don't remember. I think it was next year, wasn't it?
I thought it was for
I believe it's
2027.
2027 as well. So unless I'm sure there's going to be questions from the drivers
Yeah.
to F1 throughout the season about what is actually playing and what's going on, and there's going to be all these communications and we won't know for a while. But unless they're looking to add more races, which I know they've talked about, maybe a 25th race,
Yeah.
which the drivers do not want. I think it's
Mhm.
almost pretty unanimously across the board, other than apparently George and Lando, who are just happy to race because they make money.
And get to travel.
Yeah, and get to travel. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Because it's not like you visited your girlfriend in Portugal, anyways. But uh, whatever, I don't care. I can say it. They
I
were.
mean,
I
it's
don't
just
know.
funny.
What? Yeah. Anyways, I just spouting off shit. But it's either that they're going to add another race or two to the season, or they're going to have to remove one or two more
Yeah.
to again put this in a rotation,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate because I don't know what else they would take out.
I mean, we didn't think they would take out Spa, so
Because they have to stay in, and I didn't pull this up, but they have to stay in a year if they're sticking to their um, green initiative, less
right.
travel format. They're going to have to stay in, well, or like at least stay closer into Europe, or take something out that backs onto a European race,
Yeah.
which right now I believe that is Canada in June. And in the other spots, I think it's Singapore, which I don't think they're taking out Singapore.
No.
They shouldn't take out Singapore.
No. It's got to be a European one.
Yeah, because they go to Canada and then they go right to Monaco, which I mean, there's been the talks of Monaco. If they take out Monaco, I won't be the only one to ride. I don't really. I like Monaco
riot.
for Monaco.
Yeah. Racing wise, it's not great, but
I think the drivers would protest. Like, how do you
Yeah.
not race in Monaco?
yeah. I don't think they're touching Monaco. I mean, didn't Monaco extend till 2035 or something?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes, yeah, they did. Yeah.
2041.
I mean, I'm looking at it now. Like I said, Canada is in May this year, which is the earliest. If we get a snowy May, that would be the funniest thing ever. Because apparently they forgot that sometimes we get really bad weather in May. But
Yeah.
then they go to Monaco. Barcelona, we already know, is on a rotating schedule, so it'd be Barcelona or Spain, or it could be somewhere. It could be one of these other ones. Who knows? Depending if they're moving something else. Austria, which they're not going to get rid of because of Red Bull.
Red Bull, no.
They're not getting rid of Silverstone after that. Spa, we already know, is on a rotating schedule. There's Hungary, which is also a Red Bull, well, a Max race.
They might just pick
but the
one.
Hungaroring is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good race. Netherlands, which I can see them getting rid of the Netherlands, but not while Max is racing.
No, that's too much money for F1.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's Monza, which they can't get rid of. And then you have now, unless they bring Madrid out, which I don't see them doing because I don't think they actually had that on a rotating schedule, didn't they?
No, so far
No. And then we're
Madrid
back
is
into Azerbaijan,
permanent.
unless they're going to get rid of Azerbaijan. But again, with all the money that is spent from the UAE to have these races, I doubt it's going to be. I don't know where they're going to put this. I don't
Yeah,
know.
and
Mexico, maybe? No, but then they're going from US to Mexico to Brazil. So it doesn't really
Checo,
fit their plan.
Checo's the
I don't think
money
they really care
Checo
about that
brings.
anymore.
Well, yeah, maybe not. I maybe they'll see what happens after this year with Mexico.
I don't know
Um,
where they put it.
and they've done all this, and they still haven't brought a race back to Africa, which is what everybody was wanting. They wanted like a South African.
And there's been all that
Um,
talk about coming back to, was it
yeah,
Africa? No.
I think it was
Was
South
it South
Africa
Africa?
that they
Was it South
wanted.
Africa? Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So
I think it's more likely that they add one more race
I
and
would
then
agree.
they um, alternate
Yeah. Hey,
two of
maybe it'll be
those two
Turkey
of
and Portugal that are alternating.
could be. It could be. It could be.
Yeah. So
Oh, I think we're in for so many problems.
yeah, I would agree.
But yeah, that's that. That's the only other
Bit of
bit of news
news.
that I had. Yeah.
All right. Well, then we will
I knew
be
this very
back.
sadly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just anyway.
Very
Yeah, we'll be back.
Debbie Downers.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will be back next week with another episode. And then we are at this point 2 weeks away from race one.
Australia. No, 1 week.
Oh,
Oh, 2
Australia.
weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks
Yeah.
from. Yes, sorry,
Yeah.
2 weeks from Australia.
Australia.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will be back with you guys next week and we'll see you next time.
Yep. Grab a fresh set.
Bye.